Good morning, everyone. Guess who's back? That's right. He's got it fixed right here. Got it fixed. Got him a way to pay for it. Got the whole thing going. It only took a month and 200 miles of driving and at least 3 hours on the phone. Welcome to 2022, everyone. Get less, pay more, and just be happy they gave you something. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, today is Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. It is currently 5:59 in our locale. And so what we're going to do is we're going to wait for this alarm to go off because I've got a 6 o'clock alarm that reminds me to do a video for you guys. And let's talk about what's going on. What is today's day, International Day? Find Your Inner Nerd Day. Well, I am wearing a shirt with a periodic table on it, so maybe I'm an outer nerd. I don't know. Health Unit Coordinators Day. Healthcare in 2022. And we're going to celebrate less than mediocrity. No, I refuse. National Sponge Cake Day. I like sponge cake. Cheap Flight Day. I will never get on an airplane again. After the last time I got on an airplane, it is the last time I got on an airplane. Horrible. Horrible. Rude people who can't figure out how to dress themselves. Flight attendants who are rude. Small seats. And basically just crappy human beings on a plane. I'll drive. Thanks. Day for remembrance of its slave trade and its abolition. Oh my God, how many times are they going to try to shove this down our throats? Day of the national flag. European Day for remembrance of victims of Stalinism and Nazism. Well, some of us might say we're victims of that right now, but we don't subscribe to victimhood, do we? International Blind Dog Day. All right, get behind that. International Day for the remembrance of the slave trade. Ugh. Stop shoving shit in our faces. National Cuban Sandwich Day. Okay, especially in my locale, I've had one or two. They're pretty good. National Levi Day. Okay, so it's a name. National Ride the Wind Day. All right, if you've ever gone parasailing or hang gliding or anything else, it's kind of fun or scary depending on how you feel about it. National Valentino Day. Oh, that's Rudolph Valentino. Now we're getting classic. Okay, let's see. And again with the slavery remembrance. And let's see whose birthday it is. Bada TDs, Francesca Rial, Janelle Eliana, and River Phoenix. And William Ernest Henley. Okay. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 2 of those 5 people I know. River Phoenix, because everybody remembers him from way back in the day. And William Ernest Henley, I remember him because I had to read it in college. Okay, that's all I got. All right, let's go to our daily Zen poem. To be resolute in the way means from the beginning never to lose sight of it, whether in a place of calm or in a place of strife. Not to cling to quiet places nor shun places where there is disturbance. Takaku, 1213 to 1279. That's the big word there is equanimity. It is when you don't lose your cool and everything's good and you just, regardless what's going on, you just maintain and so good message for today. All right, let's do our daily rune pull. By the way, you'll notice I shifted my seat. I was sitting on the other side of that. So Queso and I just moved after I cleaned the upholstery, and I'll explain that in a minute. Aha! 2, the warrior rune. Yes. Let's take a look. 113. I can find page 113. I'm pretty smart. It was the rune of the spiritual warrior, the battle of the spiritual warriors with the self, finding a will through action, yet unattached to the outcomes. All you really can do is stay out of your own way and the will of heaven flow through you. This is the mark of the spiritual warrior. Embodied is the sword of discrimination, enabled to cut away the old, the dead, and the extraneous. And yet with Tewaz comes certain knowledge the universe must always have the first move. Patience is the virtue of this room, so it says St. Augustine, the reward of patience is patience. Here you are asked to look within, to delve down to the foundations of your life itself. Only in doing so can you deal with the deepest needs of your nature and tap into your most profound resources. The molding of your character is in play when this shows up. The sun, masculine energy, active principle, the urge toward conquest, especially self-conquest. You may need to become aware and with single-mindedness be willing to undergo your passage with compassion and in total trust. In issues of a relationship, devotion to a cause, an idea or path, the rune counsels perseverance, although the kind of perseverance may be patience. Tewaz is a rune of courage and dedication. In ancient times, the warriors painted this on their shields before battle. Now the same symbol strengthens your resolve in the struggle of the self with the self. Wow. That's really good. That really keys into what I was going to talk about today. Obligatory queso view has been canceled due to the fact that he is sound asleep and you can't see his face. He's curled up in a ball next to me. The message of the day. Okay. Everything I'm watching is saying the same thing. It's all coming back with the same information. It's coming back with, well, it's two messages. The first is the concept of community. Oh, that idea of like-minded people who share their values, working together to take care of themselves first and each other. And we've had that conversation before. And the other message is the harder one, and that is involvement. And that is, if you get involved, then you have to accept the consequences of getting involved. So really saying, do I really want to get involved with this? You got to think about that. You really have to think about that. So, the idea that they're going to try to separate people and then they're going to pick them off one by one, that's a standard hunting strategy. Let's face it, the boy from the woods can tell you that. What the other thing needs to be said is, maybe we shouldn't allow that. Maybe we should find our tribe. And maybe we should get together with other tribes. However, they have to be like-minded. They have to share our values. And they have to be willing to give as much as they take. Because if we're doing all the giving and they're doing all the taking, well, then they're just leeching off of us. And if we're doing all the taking and they're doing all the giving, we're not living our values. Right? Right. Okay, today's daily plan. I go to work today. Yay! I had 2 days off. I didn't really leave the RV at all, except to dump trash and do work around it. There's still one more piece I have to do, exterior. Okay. Let's see. Re-ran my sewer hose, which is not the easiest thing to do, especially when I need a 15-foot hose and not a 20. Got it up on the supports. I opened the black tank. I got that empty. I opened the gray tank. I got that empty. Then I closed both tanks, and then it spent about 20 minutes in 85-degree weather doing a black tank flush. Okay. Because I still got that little drip coming off the black tank waste valve. So if I can eliminate that through what I was doing, then fine. If I can't, well, then I'm going to buy a new one. I don't know if it's going to be an internal, which I can do, or an external, which is also perfectly fine. Okay. So that got done, and that took a lot of work. I mean, that was, if you've ever done it, it's, you got to flush it, and then you got to hold it in, then you got to flush it, then you got to hold the stuff in, then you got to flush it, and then you got to, go back, you can close all the valves, go back in, put about 5 gallons of water back into the black tank, and throw in your treatment, whatever your treatment is, and then you're done. So every 2 weeks, I have to do at least empty tank, because I know when it has to be. It's always the second day that I am off in the second week. It always gets done. No matter how much is in it, flush it, gray tank flush, and it's about every 13 days, every 14 days, depending on what's going on. Okay, so What else did I do? Everything is clean here. Air conditioner, you can probably hear that vent is clean. Floors are clean. Cabinets are clean. Counters are clean. Stowed stuff. Made sure everything is just good and groovy. Considering some other storage options. And, just making sure I kept up. Keep up on my email. Keep up on my real mail, which I'm not getting a whole lot of, thankfully. And that's about it. I mean, it was very, very easy. I went outside. Queso when I went for a walk. We went to go potty, that type of thing. So it was very easy and very enjoyable just to talk to a few people, get a whole lot done here, and then wake up in the morning and everything smells good, the house is clean, and you're ready to go. Okay, daily plan. Again, I'm going to work. So that means I don't know how many tours we're going to have today. Might have 2, might have 4, might have 0. Who knows? I just know that I got to go to work. Hopefully, the way that I go to work will now be open again so I can walk over there. Okay, instead of walking 30 minutes around, 12 minutes would be much better. So we'll see what happens. What else? It rained yesterday, but briefly. And opened the awning yesterday, made sure that was looking good, and it was looking good. Everything's looking all right. Stowed some gear, took care of some provision stuff in storage, and it was all very, the weekend of small projects. So I only have one more left over. Okay, I do have a broken ladder on the back of the RV, so I've got the guy I'm talking to get me to see if we can order one. I've repaired it so I can get up there, but I think it needs a replacement because they're just very thin aluminum. And that's it. Everything else seems to be good. I'm going to have my second cup of coffee. And, I just really I'm very, very deeply concerned for all of you who are 5 of you who are watching, that it's all about they're trying to divide people by arbitrary functions and make you scared. They don't want us working together. They don't want us coming together, because then we're going to start talking to each other and we're going to start coming up with things that actually work. And it's harder to say no to 5 people or 10 people or 100 people than it is to say no to one of them. Okay. And the concept of involvement, again, once you get involved, you have to accept the consequences of getting involved. So we have to be very picky about where we're going to get involved and why. All right. Other than that, it's good to be back, and I will talk to you on the next video. Have a good day, guys.